Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you again for well, a surprising album review. This is for the May 19th release for Sleep Token's new album, Take Me Back to Eden. I'm probably gonna premiere it on Thursday at like 1 or 2 p.m., somewhere around then. I'll let you know what I decide to do, but still. I got done listening to the whole album, which was 63 minutes long. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 12 tracks, which is a runtime of an hour and 3 minutes for this album, and let you know my thoughts on Sleep Token's newest album, Take Me Back to Eden. So let's dive into this album review. Now, pretty much with what I listened to, they did release 6 singles for this album. The last single being Do You Wish That You Loved Me. Um, Pretty much, I didn't hate that song, but I'll get to that song in a moment. I'm just going to go track by track and let you know what I thought of each song. Which, starting with the first track, which was the first single to come out at the beginning of this year, which was Chokehold. Pretty good song. Really like how it starts the album very ominously. And Vessel's vocals is really amazing, in my personal opinion, because it's like he's sounding vulnerable with his vocals, and there's a lot of raw emotion with how he's singing it. So, really feeling for this track and really liking it. So, 5 out of 5. The Summoning was a 6.5 minute song. It was the second single to come out on I think the next day, I believe, after Chokehold came out. Still at the beginning of the year, but pretty good song. Um, I was really enjoying this track because it's pretty heavy and there's some experimentation at the end of the track. I think they did a lot of experimentation with this album, in my honest opinion, and I will tell you why as I go through each track. So, Summoning was a long track. It had a first section of the track which is really heavy, and then it goes into a kind of intermission with some piano work and instrumentals and all that. But it sounds really nice, mostly piano work, and the melody sounds good. So, 5 out of 5 for The Summoning. Great song. Definitely check this song out if you haven't listened to Sleep Token. Um, Granite is the third single, and then it's Aqua Regia after that. I think the next day or so, or maybe the same day, I'm not sure. Pretty much, Granite is pretty experimental, but I really dig the overall vibe to this track. Like the lyrics from Vessel, very good lyrical very good lyrics that were written for this song. And yeah, I can really connect with this track. So 5 out of 5. Aqua Regia is, I think, a song that came out the next day, or maybe day and a half after, or half a day. I'm not sure. I know it came out like middle of January, but I remember really liking this track. So 5 out of 5. Vor was the fifth single for this album. Pretty much the first 5 tracks are singles, and in order they were singles 1 to 5, and then there was another single that came out almost a month ago. So pretty much, yeah. Vor is pretty heavy. I really like Vessel's screams in this track, and the drum work and guitar work is amazing, and so is the experimentation. Vessel just does a lot with his vocals in this track, in my honest opinion, and it sounds really good. So 5 out of 5. Ascensionism is one of the regular songs for this album. I mean, it has a really sad melody with the piano work at the beginning of it, and then it goes into a mixture of different electronics, bass drop stuff, and all that bass booming stuff. It kind of doesn't connect with me, and here's why. It's because the like minute, 2 minutes of this track, it just doesn't sink in well with me with how it's sounding overall. And Vessel's kind of flowing in this track, and I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just it gets better as it progresses on after that part of the song that I didn't like. But other than that, the track is pretty solid. So 4.5 out of 5. One of my least favorites, but it's something. It is 7 minutes long, but you're in for quite a bit of a song. Are You Really Okay was a pretty good one, in my opinion. another regular track for this album. Really digging how it's sounding overall, and I just like how Vessel's singing this track because I can really resonate with his vocals in this track with how it's making me feel and how entertained I am by this track. And pretty much his vocals are pretty good and the melody's pretty interesting. Apparition is the next song, but 5 out of 5 for Are You Really Okay? The Apparition, like I said, really different kind of vibe to this song. It leads into the next single after this song, but it's a pretty good track in my opinion. So 5 out of 5. I really like this track. Vessel's vocals are amazing, and he slowly builds it up a bit once you get to that chorus, and some of the bridge part of it sounds pretty good. Do You Wish That You Love Me was a solid track. I don't hate this track, to be honest. I think it sounds good with the vocals, but the kind of reggae vibe with the melody, I'm just not connecting with it. Sorry, my nephew is screaming in the background a lot. I don't know what's going on with him. He's throwing a fit, I guess. That's how 2-year-olds are, I guess. But pretty much, Do You Wish That You Love Me is a solid track. I like Vessel's vocals. The melody, I can tolerate it, I guess. So 4.5 out of 5. Rain is a pretty good one. And I really enjoyed Vessel's vocals in this, and the instrumentation, the melody, all that about the track is pretty outstanding. 5 out of 5. Take Me Back to Eden is a really good song. There are some rap moments in the track, like at a certain point in the song, that does all right in my opinion, but I don't know, it just, that's the only section I didn't like about it, with the rapping and the bass booming stuff, because there's a little section of bass booming and just the rapping part. But other than that, I think the rest of the track was really outstanding for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So, pretty good title track. 5 out of 5. Euclid, I believe is how you pronounce it. The closing track is really epic to end this album, and I really like how the mixture of the drum work, the melody, Vessel's vocals, all that is sounding pretty well executed for this closing track. So 5 out of 5 for this one. Overall, production, mixing, and execution wise, I think Take Me Back to Eden was really good. I was really surprised. There are 2 songs I have an issue with, which is Ascensionism and Do You Wish That You Love Me. I don't hate those songs, I just think they're my least favorites. But other than that, the rest of the tracks are quite experimental, and this album has a lot to offer with this album. It actually, you can feel for the emotion with Vessel's vocals in this album. So, really interesting album filled with a lot of emotions. So, pretty much for an overall score, I'm giving Sleep Token's new album, Take Me Back to Eden, a 9 out of 10. Really good album, I should say. I wasn't sure if I was going to really like it because of if the other songs were going to be iffy, but they pulled it off with the experimentation with this album. And I was really pleased with this new album of theirs. So, yeah, 9 out of 10 for Sleep Token's newest album, Take Me Back to Eden. Thank you guys for watching.